audiobooks is one great way for me to get that, that literature into my kids. So I've chosen 10 audiobooks for us, and that's just throughout the whole year. So some of them are longer than others. Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel these days. I am Jackie, and today I have Zion with me. He's gonna join in on this video. So I already told you my name, but I am a homeschooling mom of 4 boys, and this channel is all about intentional motherhood and homeschool days and just kind of where I'm at in this motherhood journey and homeschooling journey. And so right now we're on summer break, and he was born like obviously just really recently, so in the postpartum period, and so we'll be starting up school again probably in the next month or so. Yeah, if that is something that you are into, definitely subscribe below and give me a thumbs up for this video. Leave a comment and tell me you're here. I would love to say hey. So this video is actually a collab with Megan at Pennies and Salt. So Megan is all about homemaking, homeschooling. She has a great channel. I will link her channel below, and a great Instagram too. I love following her on Instagram, just a lot of positive things. She is a Christ follower, and so yes, I am excited to be joining in on this collab. So in this collab, it is all about read alouds that we have planned out for our school years with a bunch of different moms. So the playlist will be linked below. But since this is my phase of motherhood right now, this postpartum period, 4th trimester, whatever you want to call it, I decided to do my video on audiobooks that we'll be listening to throughout the year. So I have compiled a list of about 10 audiobooks that we will be listening to this year. So I am definitely excited to watch this playlist and add to my list of read alouds for this year. Since I'm going to be doing this video on audiobooks, I wanted to tell you a little bit about what my method was for finding these audiobooks. So first off, whenever I am putting a book list together, my first favorite place to go is Read Aloud Revival. If you are a homeschooling mom or parent, you probably have heard about Read Aloud Revival. It is basically they have book lists, and they have a podcast, and they have a great Instagram, and it just helps you find really good books. And that is where I started. I started with the book list there. And I kind of compiled a list of books that I like. While I didn't really find any of the audiobooks that I'm going to be using this year faith-based because they were either too expensive or they didn't have an audiobook version, what I did find was really great. So I went ahead and kind of just planned out adventurous books that I really like, that I think the boys will be really into. Ones with really strong either male characters. I was looking for those, and also just books that are exciting and just really pull you in and just make it fun. I want to instill love for reading in my boys, and I feel like when you start reading adventurous books to them, they get really into them, and it's really cool to see them come back to you and be like, hey, can we keep reading? I don't want to stop reading. So my second thing that was kind of a criteria for finding all these audiobooks that I planned out for the year was looking for books that were inexpensive or free. So I wanted to talk to you guys about the Libby app. So the Libby app is actually a free app that you can download and then sign into your library on it. So if you have a library card, you can go to this app, sign into your library, and then have access to ebooks and audiobooks and all sorts of things. So it's really awesome, and it is free, which is the cool thing. Now you may have to wait a few weeks once you put something on hold, and you can only borrow things for 2 weeks at a time. So it's much like the library, but the Libby app is awesome. So I kind of am just discovering it, and I am like, this is really cool. So the other way that I have found these audiobooks is just cheaply on Amazon. So I have a couple of audiobooks I'm going to mention that are $3, and one of them is 99 cents. And what it does is it uploads to my Audible app that I have. Now I don't have an Audible subscription, but the Audible app is where those books from Amazon go. So you purchase them, they're yours, you can still listen to them. But that is the other place that I am sourcing my audiobooks, is just cheap ones from Amazon. So I've chosen 10 audiobooks for us, and that's just throughout the whole year. So some of them are longer than others. We're in the car a lot during the week, and it seems like it anyway. And so that is one way that we are really going to make these these audiobooks happen for us. So another thing that I really like to do to get in that audiobook listening is to set out like craft stuff or just some toys that the boys like to have in the living area. And we'll do this just in the afternoons. Sometimes we're currently listening to one of the audiobooks right now that I'm going to mention, and that is what we've been doing. I've just like laid all the things out or made some snacks and just turned it on. And then especially my 7-year-old will kind of get it caught up in the story of this particular book that we're currently listening to. But that is one way that I like to bring in the audiobooks, is just something fun for you to listen to and just to listen to a story while you're working on something. So that is one thing that I really enjoy doing. I even end up listening to the audiobook, so it's cool to be able to just sit there and listen to the audiobook. And so audiobooks is one great way for me to get that that literature into my kids. Now, my younger boys, my 5-year-olds and my 2-year-olds, they still listen. They love to listen to read alouds. But my 2-year-old, it kind of just flies over his head, but he's still picking up on that vocabulary, and it's still really great for him to listen along with his brothers, even if he doesn't have the same capacity to follow the storyline. So some of these books are going to be a little bit above where my kids are at, and that's okay. I'm totally cool with that. I think that they're going to learn to love to listen to audiobooks, and just like they love to listen to read alouds whenever we do those. So now that we've talked about those 2 places where I'm getting those audiobooks, I'm going to start on the list. So the first 2 audiobooks that we're going to be listening to, and these are actually in no particular order, but my kids love Mercy Watson. That is one that I love to read aloud to them because it only takes me about 30-40 minutes to read the whole entire book. So I found a couple of books that are actually by the author, Kate DiCamillo. And I was like, we need to add these in because the boys really love them. They really love the Mercy Watson book. So I figured that same author, probably the same sort of like style that they're gonna like. So they're told from a animal's perspective, and so the first one is called The Tale of Despero, and it is about a little mouse that falls in love with the princess. And the second one is called Flora and Ulysses. So those are 2 audiobooks that I'm added to my list that are by Kate DiCamillo. And so I'm excited to listen to those. We've actually started on The Tale of Despero. It is cute so far, and the all of the different voices in there are really fun too. My 7-year-old has gotten really into it. He's the only one who's really following that storyline because I think it's a little more developed and a little older than what my 5-year-old's ready for. So another one that is full of adventure that I'm excited to listen to is The Green Ember. And now I found that one on the Libby app. I had to place it on hold. So I think it'll be ready in like 12 weeks for us to have it. So that's actually kind of perfect. But The Green Ember, I've heard, is a really great, it's actually a series by S.D. Smith, and it is supposedly really awesome. So it's about rabbits and there's swords involved and stuff. So anyway, my boys are probably going to love it. So for the 4th audiobook that we're having in the lineup is one that we have actually read this read aloud before, Charlotte's Web. A lot of people have read Charlotte's Web, but is also told from the animal's perspective. So I've got lots of animals. That's kind of a theme here with all of these audiobooks. Charlotte's Web is in the lineup for our audiobooks. I found that one on Libby, and it was like ready to borrow. So that one will be ready whenever we are ready for it. The next book is the second book in the Boxcar Children series. So we have read the first book from the Boxcar Children. We actually received it in our Land of Storybook subscription box that we used to get. And the kids loved it. It was great for them. They really, really liked it. And so I've been wanting to get the second one, and it has been checked out at our library, and I just haven't bought it. So I actually looked it up on the Libby app, and it is on there. I had to place it on hold, but we will be listening to the audiobook for the Boxcar Children. It's called Surprise Island. So I think the boys are really going to like that one, and I will like it too, because I thought the Boxcar Children was really cute. So one book that I have wanted to listen to or read is the Frog and Toad Treasury. And I could never find it. Like it was a little more expensive on Amazon. I didn't want to have it to keep it on hand here at home, but I actually found the whole Frog and Toad audio collection on the Libby app. So I have that in my lineup also. So I'm excited to listen to that. So you hear like how many free audiobooks there are on the Libby app. All you have to have is a library card, like already established with your library. Really going to be a fantastic tool for anyone, but especially like us as homeschoolers and wanting to listen to audiobooks. So another classic that we have read before is Farmer Boy. I found that on the Libby app and I just thought we could read it again. You know, strong character with Almanzo and just his adventures with his animals. And so I'm excited to have that one on the lineup. I love Little House on the Prairie. I grew up on it. I loved it so much reading those books. So another one, just good one to have on hand on the Libby app is actually the Jesus Storybook Bibles. So this is the only faith-based audiobook that I have planned out because, like I said, I couldn't find any that were inexpensive or whatever. So we're just going to have the faith-based ones being our actual read-alouds, not audiobooks. But I thought it was cool that they had the Bible on there. So we'll just turn that on and listen to that every once in a while. Maybe that one will just kind of pop in and out of. I'm not sure yet. So I have two more books. Stuart Little, which is also by E.B. White, the same author that authored Charlotte's Web. We actually already have on our Audible account, so we'll be re-listening to that one again. But Stuart Little is a classic. And then maybe we could follow it up with the movie. And the last one that we have on our audiobook lineup this school year is My Father's Dragon. So we actually listened to that one this summer already, but my son was outside listening to it, so I don't think he caught all the parts. But he was like, I really want to listen to that again. So My Father's Dragon is a really sweet story, and basically this boy goes and saves this baby dragon. And so my son is really into dragons, and I think it's going to be a great fit for our audiobook lineup. And that one is actually only 99 cents on Amazon. So it is one of the ones I will be purchasing, and it's going to go straight to my Audible account. And but it's only 99 cents. So I'll always have it in my Audible account, and I'm cool with that. So that is my lineup of audiobooks for our school year. Drop a comment below and let me know if you guys do audiobooks in your homeschool, or which ones you have lined up, or if you prefer not to do audiobooks. I would love to hear what your take is on it. So yes, definitely check out the list below. I know I'm going to be adding to my list of read alouds from the playlist below with all the moms talking about what read alouds they're doing this school year. Definitely go check out Megan's channel. I will link it below, like I said, and give it some love. Maybe subscribe to her. Speaking of subscribing, if you enjoyed this video and you found this content helpful, maybe you were able to add some audiobooks to your list, definitely drop a comment below and let me know which one you added, and subscribe and like this video if you liked it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a really great day.